Good afternoon from Maine. How is everyone doing today? This is my friend Bones. He's my spiritual buddy. He's my buddy that I come out and enjoy my herbal medicine, and Bones and I talk about what's going on in the spirit world. He lets me know all the things that are happening, all the spirits that are being channeled and that are in the spirit world. So how was your day? What is new? I'm gonna talk. I don't know why I am censored by people. I don't know why nobody likes anything. I don't know why. I've been on YouTube since 2017 and have 0 followers. I would like to think the American people are responsible. I would like to think that the American people are respectful. I would like to think that the American people are loyal. Unfortunately, reality is showing me that the American people is the opposite. It's showing me that not to trust certain people. It's showing me that perception is reality. Exactly what you see in this world. You see this world of darkness filled with narcissists that are selfish, that are all about with a money mindset. Money doesn't equal morality. And I feel that you people have forgotten this. You people are the ones that I'm talking to, are the ones that have seen my posts. I'm verified on Meta, I'm verified on Instagram and Facebook, and last week there was 100,000 views on my profile and not one comment, not one share, not one like. Not one human in this world seems to give a fuck. So I'm slowly coming to that, you don't give a fuck, then I'm about to not give a fuck. And when I don't give a fuck, shit starts to happen. So, I'm wondering on how this is all gonna play out. I thought I could connect with some spiritual people online and through tarot. And the collective, when you're talking to the collective, you're talking to me. So just so you're putting a face to it, that's who you're talking to. And when the spirit says that doesn't tell you something, it's because I don't fucking want you to know. So I need people to understand that spirituality has nothing to do with yoga, has nothing to do with yoga pants, it has nothing to do with breath work, it has nothing to do with that. You people are mistaken. You people need to actually look at the ancient healing of Reiki, energy healing, and that's 2,500 years old. You know, Americans like to manipulate everything. They like to make things called education, paper degree, as we like to call it in America. You can do anything you want. You can, if you want to be a yoga master, you can be certified and charge people $100 an hour. You want to be a psychiatrist, and you just have to be a doctor. Go to medical school. Don't be a real doctor. Real doctors actually help people. Psychiatrists just like the mind rapist with pharmaceuticals. Without pharmaceuticals, you're opinionated assholes. Stand in front of a mirror, talking to you, any doctor out there, stand in front of a mirror. I want you to look in the mirror. I want you to spell L-I-V-E-D. That's it. Now, I want you to do the same thing looking at your reflection, and I want you to spell it backwards. What does it spell? Devil. What is the devil? The devil is you. The devil has blinded the minds of everybody on this planet from the non-believers. That's biblical. That's 2 Corinthians 4:4. So if you're a non-believer, then the devil, the god of this world, Satan, what's another way of saying Satan? Santa? I know him, Buddy the Elf. See, movies are a direct representation of reality. There's people that know this stuff, and they're pointing it in your face, saying like the Truman Show. You know, the Truman Show is real. The Truman Show is a real representation of the Antichrist governmental system, the one world governmental system. In collaboration, it's two-part. It's the United States and it's the United Nations. The United States is the #1 economy in the world at almost $5 trillion per year. It's the only superpower. So the economy's fine. The economy's fine. In America, we will help any country that wants help. With economic support, we will help build your company up. We will help you. The one thing we will not do, we're not giving any more weapons. We're canceling all contracts to all weapon makers, all defense contracts. All of that is gone. Bye. That's old energy. We have new energy now. The new energy is the space technology. Space technology for the Space Force. All you have to do is Google, does the United States have a space weapon? The answer is yes. And Iran is they know now. They know. The world knows. If you're a world current leader that thinks that you're in power because you have money, and when I say money, you think you have oil, you have natural resources in the ground, you don't own that. Just because you were born in that land, that's not yours. So the true owner is coming back. Taxes are due. It's time to pay the piper. Now let's talk about religion. Talk about Judaism. Judaism. Well, I don't understand you people. You people failed Jesus the first time by doing nothing. You might as well be agnostics or atheists, because it's current Judaism, not believing in the New Testament, not believing in Jesus, not believing in the Holy Spirit, not believing in the Trinity because you say it's not Scripture. You are old. You guys are robe wearing. You're not even supposed to be called rabbis. That's Scripture. But see, people, old white men, like to pretend and think that they're important and think that they have these spiritual gifts, and they don't. They don't have any spiritual gifts. So they have none. None of them. The Messianic Jews, there's only 300,000 in the world. You people have it correct. You people are the chosen ones. You people are the special ones. There's maybe, 300,000 Messianic Jews in the world? 144,000? Is that Scripture? It could be John 14:4. It could be reverse that, John 4:4:1. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the wisdom to know the difference. This is a snake. What is a serpent in the Bible? A serpent in the Bible, on the ancient Genesis Bible story, the serpent deceived Eve. Why was Eve deceived? Eve was deceived because she wanted to know. She thought that she could know better. Typical people today think that they know better. You're born, with a divinity, either a male or a female. People think they know better, so they go to these narcissistic surgeons, these serpent symbol surgeons. Physicians, the sign of medicine is a snake around a staff. So it's the rod of a Cephas. I'm dyslexic, so I have struggled with pronunciation. So I can tell you, though, about Greek mythology. Greek mythology, the god of medicine was a Cephas. And that's who the modern day World Health Organization follows. That's the modern day of the physicians. It's all one large group. What they won't tell you, though, is this Cephas who thought that he was special, and he liked to play around with the dead and bringing, fucking up the natural order. So it's kind of ironic because science observes the natural world. God created the natural world and everything in it, including you. You science people like to fuck around and find out and create viruses and bioweapons, even though America had bioweapons that was banned in 1969. So in reality, science makes the bioweapons. Science is Satan, Satanism, secular, non-believers. There's only two types of people in this world. There's the believers of Jesus Christ, which I believe. I believe that Jesus came to this earth for you, for me. I believe that he sacrificed. I believe that he tried to tell people what he was doing and no one listened. I believe that he tried to explain what spirituality was, but religious people, they don't understand. They don't understand duality because they only see one side. The one side that they see is the hypocritical side. They don't stand in the mirror. They don't look at themselves in the mirror and judge themselves. They rather judge other people. So that's what's wrong with religion. Yahweh is the supreme God of the universe. He's the creator of the universe. That's not debated. That is not debated at all by Christianity. Yahweh, translation, Jehovah, amongst other names, is the most named person of anyone in the Bible, 6,800 times. In direct correlation, Jesus is named 1,000 times. Moses, maybe 800, 700. That right there should be an indication to you Judaism people, you old school Judaism people who follow Moses. You claim that you only follow the first 5 books of the Torah. I don't know how to explain it to you. Let me just put it this way, and a good example. There's high school education and then there's college education. The people who have high school education do not understand what college is because they never went. They didn't have the desire, they didn't have the passion, they didn't have the motivation to go. So that's similar to the Judaism people. They don't have the desire to learn the New Testament, the book that God gave them, the book that explains the Gospels, the 4 Gospels. They don't want that. So they want to reject that and say that Jesus didn't die. They don't believe in the crucifixion. They blame the Romans for killing him. They did nothing, so they were agnostic at best, maybe atheist. Is Catholicism paganism because they call their priest father? Matthew 23:9, it's a direct, blatant disregard of the Bible. The answer is yes. Look at Catholicism, robes. All they do is wear robes. Wear robes and sing songs and do churches and talk about saints and all these dead people. It's useless. It's pointless. You people have forgotten the Bible. You people have forgotten who the head of the church is. The head of the church is Jesus Christ. It's not Pope Leo. It's not Pope Francis. It's not Pope whoever was before that. All those people died. And those people have no special gifts. I love how the Catholic people say that the Pope has picked by God and he's the special. He was picked by men. He was picked by other robe-wearing feminine men. Not a masculine one in all of you. I've seen all you guys. You all look like women. And you all, I don't understand you. I don't understand your devotion. Is it because of your ego being part of having a title of, cardinal? Big fucking deal. So what? Odin. If you want to talk about mythology, then we're going to talk about true shit. We're going to go back and talk about Odin. We'll talk about, do you want the Vikings? Do you want the Last Kingdom? Because I'm being built for that mentality, and let's be honest with you people ignoring me all this time. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to figure out what makes you tick. I'm trying to understand why so many people on YouTube keep on talking about things that are about to change and get ready and it's coming, and and no one seems to listen and no one seems to care. So what that tells me is that even though people say that, supposedly according to Google AI, 80% of Americans believe in God. Well, what God do you believe in? Because the devil, Satan, is a God. So is Washington D.C. as satanic as people say? Is your faith as strong as, all you non-believers of the Bible? Do you believe? Is your faith really that strong that a book that's been out for 3,500 years and it's the #1 selling book in the world, year after year after year, by your parents and your grandparents and grandparents' parents and grandparents' parents before that, everybody that believed in the Bible, and your ego is saying no, that it's not real? Wow. I hope your ancestors spiritually just knocked the fuck out of you, because how do you discipline a child that is disrespectful? That is the question that I'm asking myself right now. How do you discipline children that are disrespectful? Children are supposed to grow up to be adults. In America, it's 18 years old. 18 years old, you can join the military, you can vote, you can get your medical marijuana card. You can pretty much, you're an adult. So is 18-year-old the number that Americans want? Because in the Bible, you became an adult much earlier than that. Are these children pampered? Are these children entitled? Are these children given everything? Are these boys and girls that never grow up to be men and women? Boys and girls, I'm talking about the ones that work 10 hours a week at KFC, do nothing, and they have no life ambition. College could be free, but they don't want to go because they'd have to get up early. This generation, I'm watching these 17, 18, 19, 25, 27-year-olds, and I ask myself, what did I do at that age? Well, I was married and I was working full-time, and I had 2 children at that age. So I can't sympathize with you. I have no fucking clue what you people want. I do know that you people want everything. You want the house, you want the cars, you want everything, but you don't want to work for it. No one wants to put the hours in. The internet and TikTok especially has given this false illusion that you can make videos and make all this money. The stupider the video, the more people like it. That just shows you the intelligence level of this country. We have 19, 18, 19-year-old women buying $100,000 vehicles because they're showing their vajayjay on camera, on OnlyFans, and that's okay. And then they get on social media and brag about it. Do you have a Lamborghini? Do you have a Benz? Do you have the car that you want? Because you can get it. All you gotta do is do this. There's no morals in this country anymore. Everything is dark. Everything is do as you please. Do whatever you want. If you religious people, you religious pastors, you remember David Wilkerson? He was one of the good ones. Remember the guy that said, the devil, that was talking about the devil back in 1960s and all about TV and do what you want, and Bangor, Maine just had a pride parade, the least religious state in the country, the most secular state that you see that believes in science. They believe in people like their governor to create laws that benefit a select few and then manipulate statistics and lie to the federal government when the Maine Principals Association only confirmed two. This whole thing is about two balls. 2 high school players, girls basketball players. That's all this whole thing is about. So this whole thing was written by the same governor. So why is it that secular non-believers are allowed to write laws in their state and no one says a word? We, the people, do not accept that. We, the Christian people, need to band together and fight these non-believers. We need to take back this country, and I think it's time to take back this country and take back this world. There's 2.4 billion Christians in the world. In comparison, there's 2 billion Muslims. Muslims believe in Jesus. Muslims say that Jesus was in the Quran. The only thing I want to say about the Quran, it's 1,400 years old, and it was inspired by one man, over a 22-year period. 22 in numerology means Ryan. That's my name. Could be a coincidence, could be a synchronicity. But if the Quran is 1,400 years old, and the Bible, Genesis, is 3,500 years old, so you have 2 billion people who don't believe in history, because the Bible, Genesis, has been proven that it's 3,500 years old. The ancient Bible serpent story in Genesis talks about a deceiver. The deceiver could be depicted as a serpent, snake in the Bible. Pick whatever you want. The symbolization for the World Health Organization, though, is a serpent. And they're in direct collaboration with Moderna, Modern Apple. Is that a coincidence or a synchronicity? Why is the World Health Organization so fascinated with artificial intelligence? It's control. It has nothing to do with health. They want to control you. They want to predict. They want to use AI to predict the body and name these new fictitious diseases, and then they have these new solutions of RNA. It's an evil, evil scheme. It's a pyramid scheme. And what I mean by a pyramid scheme, it starts at a physician level. It starts at a PA, it starts at an NP, it starts at whoever's got a DEA license that is going to be tracked by the United States government for the narcotics that you write. PAs can't write certain narcotics. MPs can. MPs in Maine can practice by themselves. Honestly, I'd rather see a nurse practitioner than a physician. I had 10 years educating physicians on pharmaceuticals, mental health drugs. So I dealt with psychiatrists, I dealt with family doctors, all talking about mental health, all talking about the problems you people need to go in and take pills for. So they looked for me and asked me what my advice was. Show me the clinical studies that compared Zoloft against Lexapro. Show me the studies that compared Effexor versus Lexapro. I had all that. We have all that data. All that data is, you can pick and choose. Anyone that wants to do statistics knows if you've taken statistics in college, you can manipulate data and fool people. It's easy. The pharmaceutical market is an entire house of cards. It's built off of nothing. It's the same people that believe that the entire world spontaneously came out of nothing. That one day it just happened. That everything that you see, the trees and everything, just magically appeared. These are people with PhDs that are educating the youth of this. These are soulless people. These are people that are lost. These are people that, have an ego to be a professor, because usually professors are egotistical and they want to be admired and they want to be like, oh, I know and you don't know, so listen to me, do as I say, not as I do. That is the American way. Why is tuition in America so expensive for colleges compared to the world? Does college matter? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I don't care who you are. You want to learn a trade, and doctors will say, well, geez, you can't do surgery without learning. Surgeons wouldn't exist without pharmaceuticals. Think about that. You got to put someone on anesthesia just to operate. So how confident in your abilities when you have to call someone else to fucking do that? See, the medicine market is entirely codependent. It's the biggest codependent market in the world. It's codependent on you. And you need to go to the pharmacy. You need to go to Walgreens. You need to go to whatever it is. Don't question it. Just fill it. Well, the insurance companies are they're not going to pay for it. Oh, well, so who's going to pay for it? Well, the government will pay for it. Don't you worry. The government gives pharmaceutical billions of dollars a year. They give the CDC, Center for Disease Control, billions of dollars. They give the FDA billions of dollars. They talk about this massive budget, this mass bill that's going through. Donald Trump. People remember the show Justified when Boyd Crowder, my favorite all-time villain character, and Boyd Crowder said, "The man who talks out of both sides of his mouth should have it permanently shut." Well, the President of the United States, you're a contracted employee, $400,000 a year. We can replace you just like that. It's never been done before, but first time for everything. You need to ask yourself, are aliens real? If you say no, okay. If you say yes, you need to listen to what I'm saying, because there's a reason I'm doing this video. There's a reason that no one is liking anything of my videos. There's a reason why on every single social media platform, nobody likes anything, no one says anything. Do you know what that reason is? I'm asking you because no one talks. No one says anything to me. Nobody. I got verified on Meta. I pay $31 a month for Meta verification for Facebook and Instagram. So Meta paid Donald Trump $25 million for censorship. I've been censored for 8 years. What are you going to pay me? I'm 100% disabled. The American Disabilities Act, the legal system, obviously they've seen it too, and they don't do a fucking thing. So if you have 3 equal branches of the government, who's the leadership of the branches of the government? You have Trump and the executive branch and all of his followers, all the people who will suck his dick if he asks. Well, probably a lot more than, people want to say. Then you have the judicial branch, who will wear robes like religious people. Do as I say, I'm going to judge you, and I'm going to sentence you, and that's it. That's final. So whatever I say goes, because I'm the judge. And in my courtroom, I'm the judge. Well, guess what? The earth is from my courtroom. So you people might think that I'm medicated, and I am. 25 minutes. 25 minutes. I want to finish this up. We're talking about the endocannabinoid system. Well, it's not endo, because endo means inside you, the cannabinoid system. This has been systematically discovered in 1990 in America and hidden by science. Do you know why it's hidden by science? Because science sucks and science would disappear. Science is not needed anymore. The endocannabinoid system, the cannabinoid system, it brings your body back to homeostasis with no pills. It can never be put into pill format. It can never be put into shot format. It's all natural, unlike you people. It's all natural. It's healthy. You can't even spell healthcare without THC. Think about that. Think about the intelligence levels of these people that are sitting behind these administrative jobs making $300,000-$400,000 a year. For what reason? You know, the healthcare system has failed. People want to get paid. The average person in healthcare makes now, what, $150,000 a year? Healthcare is not insurance. Insurance is not healthcare. Medicine is not pharmaceuticals. You people in America have forgotten all this because of money. Pharmaceutical market is worth $1.6 trillion and expected to grow to $3 trillion by the year 2030. I guarantee that's not going to happen. Guarantee it. Call it intuition. Call it what you want. Keep this video. We'll call this video proof. All the stuff that I post on Facebook and I post on Instagram, all the Bible codes, it's documentation of how stupid you people are for ignoring me. It's karma. It's karma because when I manifest, meaning all of you, see me? I have no use for you people. So, I don't know how this is going to go. I'm going to find me a beach, I'm going to find me an island, and I'm going to chill the fuck out. And I'm going to find people that I want to be around, who want to be around me. And there's 8 billion people on this planet. I'll find you. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm going to be 52 in July. You know, my story, I'm just going to keep going because why not? My story was when I was 5, my parents split up. My dad remarried a widow who didn't want anything to do with me or my brother. And so he had another family and replaced all the kids, and just, that was it. So no one knew that I existed. Yeah, that's the hardest part about growing up with your dad and hanging out with him for 2 weekends out of a year and people asking who you are. Your own family members asking who you are, because no one knew. So this whole ignoring me now, I'm used to it. I've been ignored my entire life. You know, I know that I post a lot of stuff, and I went through some losing my pharmaceutical career, losing my family, losing my house, filed bankruptcy. It's underwater in my house, banks wouldn't do a thing. You get to a point where you trust people and you want to believe that true people have your best and they want to help you, and then you realize that everything's about money. And as soon as the money stops, people disappear from your life. You know, all my pharmaceutical friends slowly disappeared. I don't talk to anyone anymore. Nobody. You know, 10 years in pharmaceuticals, being a district trainer and being an extrovert, and now I'm an introvert. And I have no desire to be an extrovert. I have no desire to talk to anyone or to be any public anything. I don't care about that. You know, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because the last 2 videos that I made, not one person liked it. And I see all these tarot readers with 80,000 likes or 50,000 likes and people commenting how awesome they are, and I'm like, I'm just going to continue to do what I do and have faith that what I'm doing is beneficial. You know, that's it. So I'm gonna go back inside and chill the fuck out and load this video. Whoever listened to us, I appreciate you listening. I don't know what else to say.